Hey guys, Buffing you back today, bringing you another video, and today we are going over all of the new weapons and aftermarket parts, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit of theory crafting here for potential aftermarket parts that were not mentioned here for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Season 1, launching tomorrow on December 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and jump into this, and I will just say I will be live streaming Warzone tomorrow when it goes live, so I'll have that live stream posted prior to. You guys can check that out. We'll be playing a couple hours of Warzone, see how it is, and that's pretty much what we're going to be doing all weekend, doing live streams here and there. So definitely links down below for Twitch and YouTube. We'll be doing them probably on both. So check that out if you guys are interested. We'll be doing a live stream, going back to some old school Verdansk type gameplay here, I think. Running it how I used to run it back then, and we may have a potential appearance from MWIII. If you guys have been following the channel, he will be joining me at some point, whether it's tomorrow or over the course of the weekend. So you guys are going to see MWIII making a comeback here, which is pretty exciting. So he's going to be shaking some rust off at first, but it'll be good to have him back. Go ahead and jump into it here. The 5 new weapons that we're going to get. First off, the Battle Pass itself looks, it doesn't look very overwhelming. It actually looks a little bit underwhelming when you look at just the scale of it. In general, it's much smaller than some of the previous Battle Passes we've had. But as I said in a previous video discussing Season 1 content, we actually have a lot of content outside of the Battle Pass also. And that includes some of the aftermarket parts, which we'll discuss here. But weapon-wise, you're getting 5 new primary weapons here in Season 1. And you're going to be getting an additional handful here with the announced aftermarket parts, and I'm thinking there's going to be additional aftermarket parts because before the game launched, they said that there was going to be a total of 4 aftermarket parts. I think we've had double that at this point already, if not more. So there's been a good amount of aftermarket parts already at the launch, the first 4 weeks here, that they hadn't announced prior to the game launch. So what we have in some of these blog posts, I don't think is the full story, but first off, go ahead and jump into this. So the first weapon you're going to be getting here is the XRK Stalker Sniper. So this is based off of a real-life 50 caliber rifle, which we'll be going into when this comes out and doing some coverage on it. But it's the Cadex Defense CDX 50 Tremor. I know a lot of people were saying it looks kind of like a McMillan TAC 50 or something like that, or some of the McMillan rifles. However, it is a Cadex CDX 50 Tremor is what it looks like. Pretty 1-for-1. So I think this is going to be a really nice bolt action 50 cal. Probably going to be on par or better than the current 50 cal we have in Modern Warfare 3, that being the Steyr HS50. Now this is unlocked at Section A4, and this is a pretty cool looking weapon. Again, relatively easy to unlock in A4. So depending on whether or not you go in with the black cell or not, you'll be able to get this in Section A4, which is pretty close to right off the bat. If you go in outside of black cell, you're going to be able to get this right off the bat, one section closer or earlier than you will the next weapon, which we're going to be talking about here, that being the Tavor 21. So the Tavor 21 making a comeback here. We saw it as the same name in Modern Warfare 2019, that being the Ram 7 assault rifle. This is going to be in Section A7. So instead of going to the left and up for the new sniper rifle, you're going to go basically straight to the right to Section A7 here for the Ram 7 or the Tavor 21 assault rifle. So this appears to be probably based on the images we've seen in the gameplay. We do also have a really nice looking blueprint here, reward for the weapon in the Battle Pass, which is a pretty clean looking build. We're really excited for that. Again, it looks like a lot of the cosmetic changes that we saw for cosmetic attachment changes from Modern Warfare 2019 are probably making a comeback here, which is good to see. But again, the Tavor 21, it appears like it's going to be handling the same as it did in Modern Warfare 2019 with a lot of the same attachments, which isn't a surprise. We saw the Bruin Mark 9 just added, or the SAW just added. It has all the same attachments plus an additional few there. So it would make sense to bring the same ones over. So this is going to be really nice. And I'm assuming it'll probably have the similar recoil. I know some of the creators were saying that it did have pretty heavy recoil with the Battle Pass blueprint that they had, the Black Cell one. So, but again, easily can be tuned. I know in Modern Warfare 2019 we had a lot of Midwest Industry handguard attachments, things like that, extended barrels. So I'm really excited for this. This was one of my favorite weapons in Modern Warfare 2019, especially in the latter half of that game's Warzone's life cycle after they had the Cold War integration and all that stuff. This was a gun that I really, really enjoyed using and had some really nice builds. So I'm going to have to go back and look at what my Warzone's builds were for this and try and bring them back. And hopefully we'll get some unique custom optics again, but these should be some really nice weapons that we can make with this and the CDX Trevor. So the next weapon is the Storm Ender launcher. This is in section A12. So again, you're gonna have to work a little bit for this one unless you come in with the black cell purchase. This one will be pretty easy to get, but this is pretty much based off of some of the anti-drone like EMP type weapons we're seeing used in Ukraine against the Russian drones. We're seeing a lot of Ukrainian soldiers use these type of weapons. They don't look anything really remotely like this. From what I've seen, they're much larger looking, and basically jam the signal and take down drones, which is kind of the concept that they're going here in game. So it doesn't appear to be based off any specific one besides the ones that the Ukrainians are using. However, there's a lot of cosmetic changes to it. But regardless, the state-of-the-art weapon system fires localized EMP on slight delay, destroys tactical and lethal equipment, and temporarily disables other electronic devices. So this could be really great for like disabling not only kill streaks, things like that, what they're saying here, but for Warzone purposes, will this be able to disable cars, things like that, vehicles? That'll be pretty fun. Now you also have coming for the Season 1 Reloaded, we have 2 additional primary weapons here, which is pretty good. Again, usually we don't get 5 primary weapons. We'll get 2 or 3 primary weapons and then maybe a knife and some katanas or melee sticks or some bricks that you can bash people with, some dumb stuff like that. So here we have 5 primary weapons, and I think a lot of that is due to the lack of new weapons we really had the latter half of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. So the first one here in the in-season, so it says in-season, not necessarily reloaded for Season 1, but it's going to be in-season as an armory unlock is going to be the HRM-9 submachine gun. So this is based on the Berretta PMX submachine gun, firing 9x19 Parabellum. And the description for this is a light yet stable 9mm submachine gun for close quarters combat, putting down enemies quickly, sporting high rate of fire, excellent handling, mobility. ISMR-9 is perfect to fit the aggressive run-and-gun playstyle. So this, again, should be a really nice weapon. I think it'll fill the role kind of that we see of the ISOs, the ISO 9. However, I think it'll be a little bit more effective than the ISO 9 is with it, but with the high rate of fire. So we'll have to see how this thing handles the game. I'm really excited for that. The next one we have is probably the weapon I'm most excited for Season 1. This is going to be in season. Most likely this will be the one that'll come with the Season Reloaded. Not sure if it's going to be an aftermarket part, armory unlock, or what they're going to do with it. Maybe a challenge unlock or maybe a zombies unlock, but this is going to be the TAC Evolver LMG. So this is based off of FN's next iteration of the M249 SAW or the FN MWIII, which this particular weapon, the FN Evols, was entered into the NGSW program to replace the SAW. However, it was beat out by 6 Hours XM250. However, this is a really, really nice gun. You may have seen it enter into Battlefield 2042 last year, but the FN Evols was one that's been on my wish list for a while. So this is a multi-caliber light machine gun here. So you might not even need the aftermarket part conversion for this. However, they don't really allude to whether or not that's true or not. However, they do state that it's going to be firing either 7.62 by 51 NATO or 5.56 by 45 NATO. So you'll be able to swap the two out. Now, again, whether or not one of those is an aftermarket part or not, or you just have those as ammo types, we're not sure yet. But this is going to be a really nice LMG. So I'm honestly the most excited for this light machine gun or weapon in general for all of Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 so far. Now, that being said, we do have one more. We have a aftermarket part, which will be available to unlock in the Battle Pass, Section A14. You're going to get the Jack Purifier aftermarket part, which is going to be a flamethrower underbarrel attachment for a variety of weapons. So that'll be an aftermarket part available in Section 14 of the Battle Pass, A14 of the Battle Pass, for an underbarrel flamethrower, which will just be, well, we'll have to see how that ends up being, specifically in Warzone and multiplayer. Multiplayer, it's going to be OP. Warzone, have to wait and see. Now, for other aftermarket parts, some things here that were listed in the blog post the other week. You obviously have the Jack Purifier, which we just discussed. You also are going to be having, I think there's a total of 9 or more here that they listed. Now, again, I think there's still going to be more than they list here. However, they list the Jack Etten double barrel kit. Now, this is going to give you 2 barrels on the AMR-9, which you're going to fire simultaneously. Interesting concept based on some real life weapon concepts, so we'll have some nice conversions there. You're going to have the Jack Thunder LMG kit. This is going to be compatible with the Sidewinder. So we covered the Sidewinder the other day for a conversion series as the ACR chambered at 450 Bushmaster. So this is a larger intermediate caliber round built mainly for hunting. This is going to turn it into a light machine gun by giving it a different magazine, and it'll increase the fire rate the longer you hold on the trigger. So that'll be a really interesting conversion for that. I'm pretty excited for that one. That should be pretty fun to see how that handles and converts. You have the Jack BRB, compatible with many different assault rifles, submachine guns, marksman rifles, and sniper rifles, which is going to be the compensator. So there's going to be a big heavy bore compensator that'll give you really, really good recoil control. However, it will give you extended red dot. So that's a cool, that'll be really useful for some of the weapons that have high kicks, specifically some of the ones I can think of from Modern Warfare 2. You have the Jack Bullseye, which is going to be compatible for a redacted weapon. They're not telling us which yet. Very low profile dot optics. Again, this is just an optic, really cool. I don't think they show a picture of some of these in the blog post, but not this one. The Jack Glassless optic, again, another optic that'll be nice. The single burst. So the Jack single burst compatible with the Holger 556 or the is in real life the H&K G36. So this is going to be an interesting one. Conversion kit to design for accuracy and controllability with a 4-round burst. So this could potentially be. Shout out to this Justin in the community for kind of pointing this out originally, and I saw some posts on X about it the other week. This Jack single burst could be the conversion to the XM8 for the G36. I've been saying for the G36 for a long time they needed a blueprint or something to convert it to an XM8. The XM8 was in Black Ops 2 as a burst fire weapon. This could be that weapon, so we're going to have to wait and see. We could have an XM8 make an appearance here as a 4-round burst weapon with the Jack single burst. We also have the Jack Beholder rifle kit. This is going to be for that TYR handgun or the RSH-12 handgun, firing that 12.7 by 55 millimeter. This is going to be basically a rifle or carbine conversion kit for that weapon. You have the Jack Headhunter for the Rival 9. This is going to turn, again, the Scorpion Evo 3 into a carbine. Again, more of a rifle-sized weapon or an SBR with a 3-round burst conversion. So that'll be interesting, and we'll be interested to see what kind of rounds it takes. If it does upgrade it to a rifle round, we'll have to wait and see. They don't say. Now, with that being said, another one here that I'm thinking potentially we could get is for the Ram 7. That being a conversion to, you have in-game, it is based on the Tavor 21. However, the Tavor 21 has a bigger brother, the Tavor 7, chambered in 7.62 by 51 millimeter. So this would effectively convert it from an AR with the Tavor 21 and 5.56 by 45 NATO to a battle rifle with the Tavor 7 chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO. So that would be a really good conversion there. That's a weapon that I really like in Insurgency Sandstorm, and it'd be really nice to have that as a conversion here into the game as an aftermarket part. The Tavor 7 as a aftermarket part for the Ram 7 or the Tavor 21 as it is in games. That makes most sense to me, especially just give us another battle rifle. I think there's only 3 right now at launch, so this would be a good opportunity to give us another easily convertible battle rifle. So those are all the weapons here that I can think of, that I can see, obviously in the blog post, and for all the aftermarket parts, and that I can theorize aftermarket parts outside of what we have for the new weapons coming, that being the Ram 7 conversion from the Tavor 21 to the Tavor 7, excuse me. So they did state at one point that they're going to be bringing in aftermarket parts for Modern Warfare 2 weapons, so we'll have to wait and see what they do with that and when that happens, if it happens. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming with all new weapons for Season 1 launching tomorrow on December 6th, 2023. Till next time, Buffner Gaming out.